The first time he heard it, the rain was lashing against the window of the Daily Grind Cafe, blurring the world outside into a watercolor of gray and shimmering headlights. Arthur wasn't listening for anything in particular, just nursing a lukewarm latte and trying to summon the courage to open his laptop and face the blank page of his overdue manuscript. Then, a sound sliced through the ambient noise, sharp and achingly familiar. A single, high, pure note from a violin. Arthur froze, his breath catching in his throat. That melody, he hadn't heard it in over a decade. Not since Clara. Not since the day she'd walked away, leaving only the scent of lavender and an unbearable silence. He spun around in his chair, heart hammering, searching for the source. There, tucked into a corner usually occupied by students, was a woman. Her back was mostly to him, her dark hair caught in a messy bun from which tendrils escaped, framing a delicate neck. A worn, velvet-lined violin case lay open at her feet. Her bow danced across the strings, not with practiced precision, but with a raw, unpolished passion that made the simple folk tune weep and soar. It was the exact song Clara used to play, a slightly obscure Irish jig they'd once stumbled upon and claimed as their own. He had to be mistaken. It was a coincidence, a cruel trick of memory and acoustics. But as she played, turning slightly, he caught a glimpse of her profile. Her eyes were closed, lost in the music, a small, bittersweet smile playing on her lips. She wasn't Clara. Clara had fiery red hair and eyes like a stormy sea. This woman was different. And yet, the music was an echo, a ghost. For the next 3 days, Arthur haunted the Daily Grind. He'd arrive early, order the same latte, and wait. On the 4th day, just as he was about to give up, she appeared, violin case in hand. She settled into the same corner, and soon the melody filled the cafe. This time, Arthur didn't hesitate. He walked over, his palms sweating. "Excuse me?" he said, his voice hoarse. She stopped playing, her eyes, warm hazel eyes, not stormy blue, blinking up at him in surprise. "Yes?" "That song," Arthur began, fumbling for words. It's beautiful. Where did you learn it?" A shy smile touched her lips. "Oh, thank you. It was my grandmother's favorite. She taught it to me when I was little. It's called The Lark in the Morning Mist." "Your grandmother's," Arthur repeated, a strange mix of relief and disappointment washing over him. "It's just, I knew someone who used to play it. A long time ago." "Really?" Her curiosity seemed genuine. "It's not a very common tune." She tilted her head. "I'm Lena, by the way." "Arthur," he replied, managing a small smile of his own. They talked. About music, about grandmothers, about the way rain made the city lights bleed. Lena was a part-time music teacher, filling her afternoons with private students and her mornings with practice in whatever quiet corner she could find. She was gentle, unassuming, and had a laugh that sounded like wind chimes. Over the next few weeks, the Daily Grind became their spot. He'd listen to her play, the familiar melody no longer just a painful reminder of Clara, but something new, something colored by Lena's presence. He learned that her grandmother had indeed been Irish, and that the song was a family heirloom of sorts. He found himself looking forward to her smile, to the easy way they fell into conversation. He even started writing again, words flowing with an ease he hadn't felt in years. One afternoon after she finished a particularly poignant rendition of The Lark in the Morning, he confessed, "You know, when I first heard you play that song, I thought I was hearing a ghost." Lena put her violin down carefully. "A ghost?" "Someone I used to know. She played it just like that. Well, almost. You play it with more heart, I think." He hesitated. "It was a long time ago. We were young. It didn't work out." Lena listened patiently, her gaze soft. "Music holds a lot of memories, doesn't it? Sometimes sad ones." "It used to be sad," Arthur admitted. "But listening to you, It's different now. It's like you've reclaimed it. For me." She reached out and gently touched his hand where it rested on the table. Her fingers were warm, calloused from the strings. "Maybe some songs are meant to have more than one story, Arthur." He looked at her then, truly looked at her. At the kindness in her hazel eyes, the genuine warmth of her smile. Clara was a memory, a beautiful, painful whisper from his past. Lena was here, real, vibrant. And the music, once a lament, now felt like a promise. "Maybe you're right," he said, his voice filled with hope he hadn't realized he'd lost. He turned his hand over, lacing his fingers into hers. "Lena," he began, would you perhaps like to get dinner sometime? Somewhere that doesn't smell so much of coffee beans?" Her laugh, like wind chimes, filled the small space between them. "I'd like that very much, Arthur." As they walked out of the cafe later, the rain had stopped. The setting sign painted the puddles gold, and for the first time in a very long time, Arthur felt like the mist was finally lifting. He didn't know what the future held, but he knew that sometimes a familiar song could lead you to an entirely new and even more beautiful melody.